Hi, I hope you can hear me. I think you can. Anyway, this is gonna be a really quick few-minute video on disassembling some of the modern Colt single action 45 caliber automatic semi-auto pistols. The one I have here is a Colt Defender, right? We're gonna make sure it's unloaded before I do anything with it in my house here and on this video. First off, make sure there's nothing in the magazine well. We're going to slide the slide back, lock it in place. We're going to look down here. Yep, that magazine well is empty. I'm going to put my finger in here and look, and yep, there's nothing in that barrel. So this gun is completely empty, very safe. Ain't going to go off. The challenge that people have had, if you haven't dealt with taking these apart before and are confused, is too many times people try to pull this slide back all the way to this slide lock, and there's too much pressure on the spring on this pin that's part of this lever to be able to take it apart. It won't come apart, trust me. You won't booger it up, but you'll booger yourself up trying to get it apart. There are two notches. I can see that, show you here. That big one we were just at, and there's a smaller one right here. That's your takedown notch. We're going to slide the slide back just until it lines up. Watch this, folks. Boom. Pin comes out. Weapon comes out. You can then take your recoil spring out and your barrel out, clean your gun to your heart's content, and you can be happy as a lark. Putting it back together, we're going to line stuff up with that hole right there in the frame above the trigger. Put the slide on, and the pin that we just pulled out is going to go in that hole right there. In fact, this is the pin we pulled out. It ends up going in this hole and stays in place, of course, because it's being held in by the frame of the gun itself. So watch that hole. I'm going to put the slide on. See? Boom, that little hole lines up. We're going to push this pin through this one portion of the frame. We're going to slide it back just enough so it goes all the way through. And we're going to preset this little pin against this detent pin on the end of this rod, which rides below the slide. One end functions to hold this lever in place. The other end functions to hold your safety lever in place. We then slide the slide back to where that notch lines up with the top of this little lever. We're going to push in and we're going to push up all at the same time while that's lined up. Boom, done. We already know it's empty, so we can function check it. Yep. I always want to function check your weapon after putting it together, because you're going to trust your life to this thing, and the last thing you want going through your mind when you whip it off the leather is, gee, I wonder if it's going to fire. Let's do that one more time just to show you how easy it is. Going to line it up with that small notch, push that pin through, comes right out. If you happen to get the lever back, the slide back, and the lever only comes part way out, what can happen right here, that pin can get caught in that groove on this lever. If that happens, hold it in the same spot with this small groove still lined up. Take a screwdriver, a little bit of pressure, it will slide right out. No manhandling necessary. It won't booger up your frame. Your gun will stay beautiful, which is what we want. Beautiful and functional. There we go. Line it up one more time. In and up. Done. Thanks for watching. Hope that helps. See y'all.